Okay, I think I'm live again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Market Pulse with your host, Vays. Don't usually do them at this hour, but the Q&A with the Chinese community went a little long. You'll probably see the video before this, which will look very, very weird and not how I normally do my videos, but wanted to help them out so that everyone could see it in real time. All right, working on pulling up your live chat. I am looking at the S&P 500. I don't like to do these videos during the actual live trading day because I do have positions in the market. It makes it a lot more challenging. I kind of enjoyed life of not having skin in the game because then A, I'm not being distracted, and B, I can give you unbiased opinions. Because if when I do have skin in the game, I'm giving you biased opinions. Like, for example, I am short the S&P 500, so I am biased towards the short side of the S&P 500. Why is my stream so blurry? What is going on? It looks fine on my end. I don't know. I can't wait to buy a new computer. And maybe one day I'll have time to... Okay, it's not as blurry anymore. Okay, cool. And maybe one day I'll find a way to stream in higher quality. But for now, that's what we're working with. All right, that's done. That's done. Pulling out your live chat. Grabbing the Telegram chat. And let's go take a look at the markets. We are at exactly 10 a.m. Normally, this is when I look for a reversal in the market. Now, I am not selling my shorts on the S&P 500 yet. These shorts are profitable, and I'm not ready to, I mean, I probably missed it already, right? If I was going to get out of my position at 10 a.m., I should have been doing that instead of live streaming. So I'm going to hold on to my position for now, and I'm going to explain why. Though, as I always say, don't ever trade in the first 30 minutes of market open, and for some crazy reason that always happens, not always, but happens way more often than it should, the market changes direction at 10 in the morning. And here we are at exactly 10 in the morning, we're rising. But today, I don't think this rise is going to amount to much. I personally would not do it today. If I was to do it, if I was to buy into the 10 a.m. reversal, what is the safest way to do it? Well, the safest way to do it would be to already be in this trade. Now, however, let's say you're late to the party. Let's say you're late to the party and you're buying right now. So let's not play around with hindsight. Let's say you buy in right there. Okay, you're playing the 10 a.m. reversal. You are about 2 minutes late. You're about 2 minutes late. We can drop this down to, and where would you set your stop loss? Well, that is easy. I would set my stop loss right here. Really wanted to do the stream earlier, but I didn't get a chance to get it up and running. And that would be my stop loss. It would be a very pretty tight trade. It still has a pretty wide stop loss. Back in the day when I was trading this, my stop loss was like $2. It was like 2 points on the S&P. But the S&P right now is very volatile. This is a lot more risk that I would ever take on in a day trade. 7 points was way too much for me. I wanted these things to be no more than 2 points on the S&P. Okay, I wouldn't do it in this environment because I am very, very bearish. But if I was to do it, first of all, I would make sure I get in at the very possible low, and the 1 minute candles would help that. But if I was late to the party, no matter where I would enter the reversal, this would be my stop loss. So the closer to the stop loss I enter the trade, the less risky the trade is. Now, obviously, I'm going against my own position here. So I would never take on this trade. I'm short in the market. I am and somewhat more leveraged than I'd like. Like my risk management skill for this short trade is not ideal, which is why I'll probably get out of the short trade by end of day. But if I go to the 1 minute chart, if I go to the 1 minute chart, granted there was a 9 right here, but this 9 came 11 minutes too early. Look at this candle. This is the candle that ended at exactly 10 a.m. So if I was going to take on the 10 a.m. reversal, I would do it at exactly 10 a.m., right? And at exactly 10 a.m., the price was here. Now I would not risk going long there. I would wait for it to get above the prior candle. So if I was going to trade the 10 a.m. reversal in this high-flying environment, I would want that risk to be as low as possible. So my entry into that trade would be at 10 a.m. above this candle. But like I said, I wouldn't do it in this environment, because in this environment, I'm short for many, many, many other reasons. This is what I would do if I went back to being a day trader, or if I was in a competition on trading S&P 500 futures. This would be the trade. And now the risk is reasonable. Now the risk is only 3 points on the S&P. That's how I like to keep the risk. And what would actually happen is, those of you that took my workshop, one of the things that I say in that workshop, once you are profiting more than you are risking, and right here, you are profiting more than you are risking. You are now profiting 5.3 on a risk of 2.9. I would raise my stop loss to break even, which also means I would be out of this trade without any losses. I would have raised my stop loss to just above my entry. Now, right here, this is a very positive sign on a 1 minute candle, but a 1 minute candle is not what I would want to trade. I like to trade 10 minute candles. So this is not a trade that I would do, but this is the structure that I would use. Okay. And I can always go long again here. But once my trade has made more than I was risking, I can't let that trade lose me money. But right now we're going back higher again. I don't know how big this 10 a.m. reversal would be. I am bearish in the market overall. But I really don't like the way this market behaved overnight. I'm going to delete all this. I'm just finally giving you a stream at 10 a.m. So I figured might as well walk you through the logic that I used to use as a day trader. Now, I may be getting out of my short completely. I am not happy here at all, because right here when I was going to bed, so this is approximately 1 a.m. Eastern time, I was ready to count my millions because I expected the market to have a full-blown crash today, especially right here. The market closed on this red line yesterday, and overnight it was down an additional like 30 points. And I fully anticipated this to get a lot worse. I really thought that today we would be trading around the swing lows of this purple line. But whatever the hell happened between 1 a.m. Eastern time and I hope everything is working. Happened between 1 a.m. Eastern time and 9 a.m. Eastern time rallied the market an unreasonable amount. So this was 30 points down. Actually, it was lower. This was 32.5 points down from market close. And then we went 56.5 points overnight. And I have no idea what happened. Like, I'm not paying attention to the news. So I'm just looking at TA. I pay attention to the general news and I have no idea. I mean, it looks like the spread of the virus is significantly better, but I don't think the economy is going to open up anytime soon. And when it does open up, I don't think people are going to spend money. Everyone is like, oh, when the economy opens up, everyone's going to go to restaurants. Everyone's going to go to movies. I don't know what movies they're going to go to because the movie industry is shut down, so they're not making anything. Everyone is going to spend all this money. People, that $1,200 stimulus check will be gone by then. They'll use it up. People are going to be very concerned about their jobs because they won't have any. the government employees will have jobs until the local state governments realize that there's no more tax revenue coming in, because the private sector that was paying for those government local state government jobs doesn't exist. So a lot of the restaurants are not going to open. A lot of the businesses are not going to open. A lot of the private sector is not going back to work because they won't have jobs. And that means that the tax revenue is not going to get collected because there's no one left to pay the taxes. So what happens to your government job when the taxes aren't coming in? Enjoy it now while you're in quarantine being paid with that government job. But your state can't just print money. Your state can only raise taxes. And you got a big problem as a state governor by shutting down your state and closing down all these businesses, because in about 6 months, you're not going to have any revenue because the people won't be able to pay the taxes. So you're going to have to raise the taxes on the few people that are able to pay the taxes, and real estate taxes are probably the first ones to go up because you can't just easily move your real estate. And there's going to be a lot less money for other people to buy your real estate. And that's why I expect real estate to significantly fall in price. Now we're going down to new lows. This is why I'm not going to be in this trade. And I am rejecting the 10 a.m. reversal. It's done. It's not. I don't see it happening. The 10 to 10:10 candle is pretty much over. These are both very bearish candles. If the next 10-minute candle starts trading below these candles, we're going lower, guys. I am pretty bearish in this market. Sucks for my personal portfolio that we did not open, somewhere over here in a vicinity of 2750. Still alive, still alive. Once we go lower, it's over. I do think we will go lower. We don't have to go lower. My opinion doesn't matter to the stock market. We can rally to new highs. But if we go lower than this purple line, I think we're going to fall into 11 a.m. We're also on a 6 of 9 on the sequential on a 10-minute. Now, the 10-minute sequential, now I've been using it, but it hasn't been the best. Let me look at the 5-minute. It's consolidating on a descending-ish triangle. Now, the 5-minute gave you a 9 right there at 10 a.m. So there were other reasons to go long at 10 a.m. There was also, don't forget about the 1 hour 9 sell and the 5-minute 9 sell here. Still rallying. Again, I'm not sure why the market is rallying, but I'm not taking out any of the trades. I am shorting the market pretty heavily. But if this thing is closing bullish end of day, I won't risk it through the weekend. I will get out of the trade. It's very difficult for me to lose money on this trade because this is a 5-minute chart. All right, let me go to the higher level chart. Let me go to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart was giving us good 9s in the past, not this time. So trying to remember where I shorted this market. I don't even remember anymore, but I'm making money in the trade because it again. And there goes the internet again. It only does it when I'm live streaming. Only does it while I'm live streaming. It's like a curse. like a curse. All right, I'm gonna take a look at daily S&P, and then we're gonna take a look at other markets. You know, it kind of sucks because I'm in a trade, I'm watching the S&P because that's the one I care about, because that's actually thousands of dollars on the line, if not tens of thousands of dollars on the line. Because, like I said, I'm extra leveraged right now because I do believe this market is going to go down. So it doesn't make me want to look at other assets like gold or Bitcoin or anything else, because I don't care, because this is where my money is. This is the problem with both trading and analyzing at the same time. Because I don't care about the price of Bitcoin right now, this is where my short-term investment is. And the short-term investment is to the downside, and I have to watch it. Because if I'm not careful, that could lead to thousands of dollars of losses. And it's in my retirement account. So it's not like I can add it back in. I'm only allowed to add $6,000 a year to it. That's my maximum. And I don't want to add anything to it. I just want to profit in that account by trading. I also restarted my computer right before the stream, so all of these charts will need to reload. I always want to keep an eye on the higher level, which is the daily. Now, as you can see, it's a bearish candle, but it's not a red candle. I want it to be a red candle, not a green candle. And this blue line now needs to get lowered significantly. So if the market today starts closing above this red line, like, I'm going to give it a chance. But if the market makes new highs today, I'm going to be very nervous about my position going into the weekend. And it would suck if I close my short and then the market opens like down here at 2,500 after the weekend. I mean, it's okay. There's always another trade. But if this candle ends red, I'll be willing to hold more of this short through the weekend. But if this candle doesn't end red, then I won't be as interested. If the government just going to print the shitload of money anytime the stock market crashes from now on until forever, that's pretty much what they've been doing. That's pretty much what they've been doing, which is why I'm usually only bullish the stock market. I'm very rarely bearish the stock market. I am bearish the stock market right now for a couple of reasons, most of them technical, because the fundamental reasons went out the window. I had a 9. I have a rejection of the 50-day moving average. And we're in the sequential count. Though next candle, in order to maintain the bearish count, next candle needs to start trading lower than this candle. That's not going to be easy. So on Monday, the market would need to be below 2730, which is actually where I took profit on my short. So half my profit on my short, and I got back into that profit, I think either at the top of this candle or at the top of that candle, or both. Actually, I did both. I got in, I went back into my trade here on the short, and I added to that trade up here somewhere. I don't know. I have to look back at my trade history. Either way, my trade is still profitable, but I don't want to lose money on this. So if we go above the blue line, I got to cut ties with this trade. So there's a decent chunk of money on the line here. And the 10 a.m. reversal is still holding. It's a 30-minute chart, but here's the 10-minute chart. That purple line has just become very critical. I would actually even raise it. The moment we go below those two bodies, I think it's going to accelerate down. Again, biased opinion. I'm shorting the market. All right, that's the daily chart. Let's look at Bitcoin. I have no idea what Bitcoin's doing. again, this is what you get, guys. I can easily flip around these charts because the moment I go to Bitcoin and I have your live chat, I can't see my position. And if I can't see my position, that's a problem for my potential losses, because if the stock market does a huge move right now, I won't be able to react. I don't even have a price prediction for the S&P for next week. So I certainly don't have one for the end of the year. Bitcoin weekly is on a bullish trade. Someone says every idiot must think S&P is about to dump, which makes me think it will rise. Well, yeah, well, this is why most people, this is why there's no one is ever going to think the same thing. Because a lot of people think that everyone else thinks that the stock market will fall, and therefore they're going to go long the market. I still think the stock market will fall. Clearly, it's rising. Let's see how it goes. This for me, this was a tricky 10 a.m. reversal. Maybe I would have been more confident in this 10 a.m. reversal if I wasn't short in the trade. If this was a 9 on a 10-minute, I would have been more comfortable with it. I still don't even know why it went up so much overnight. But don't forget, people lost a lot of money let me go to the daily chart. People lost a lot of money here thinking that it's going to keep going down. I lost money here betting on the short, but I wasn't over leveraged, so I was able to bet again on the short. I made money here on this drop, and we've rebounded. So we'll see what happens. And don't forget, everyone was thinking that it was going to keep falling here. And a lot of people said, hey, if everyone thinks it's going to fall, it'll probably rise. And a lot of people were going long here, and that backfired on them. I think it'll be a little while before Bitcoin hits 10,000. I think it's staying under 10,000 for the year. The 10 a.m. reversal is working. I would have been more cautious on this particular 10 a.m. But like I said, when I have a position in the market, my view on it is going to be biased. That's just the way it is. I'm not comfortable calling the 10 a.m. reversal to the upside when I'm short in the market. If I didn't have a position in the market, it would have been different going into this 10 a.m. But my position is not a day trade position. My position is more of a swing trade position. But that swing trade position is taking a lot of time to develop, more time than I wanted. I shorted off the 9. This was nice. But now we're back very close to where I started. And a week has gone by. And I'm in the options market. So that's a week closer to expiration. So time is my enemy. Here's Bitcoin daily. Bitcoin is pulling back a little bit. BitMEX funding rate is favoring the bears at the moment, not by much, but by a little bit. We just made a new high. That's bullish. We keep making higher lows. That's bullish. The breakout target is pretty, you know, what's the word I'm looking for here? Pretty ambitious. A more reasonable target is the Fibonacci and the moving averages, which have been getting ready to cross for a while, but aren't crossing. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. There could be a pullback to the breakout area of 72.50, then one more push higher. The halving is coming. That should push Bitcoin higher. Let's see how the S&P is doing. I mean, if you took the 10 a.m. reversal trade, let's go to the 1-minute chart again. The 10 a.m. doesn't always have to happen at exactly 10 a.m. Like, I don't like it when it comes back and retests it. I mean, your original stop loss would have held, but I'm more risk averse than that. If it came back to this area, I want to get out of this thing because I'm not that confident in it. But if you took the 10 a.m. reversal trade as it broke above that 5 candle and you stuck with it, at one point it was up 9.4 points, which on a single S&P contract, that's about $450. That's not bad on one contract. But like I said, I don't like this double bottom, and I think it's going to get broken. And when it does, going below this purple line gets you in trouble. This red line represents the close from yesterday. I also like this hourly 9 right here. Let's go to the hourly chart. Wait for sequential. See, there was a hourly 9 buy right at the low overnight. And that led you right into the hourly sell at 8 a.m. Both took place outside of live trading hours. I don't like to trade outside of live trading hours. Hey, so I'm looking to start a subscription service where I would be doing a video like this. I don't know about whether it's every day or not, but every time I do a public video, I'm only going to talk about the big picture, and then the subscribers can join me inside the Zoom session, and we can talk about, you know, this stuff. And it will be, I will do the free version on YouTube for like 20 minutes. This way, people that complain that my videos are too long will be happy. And then those that do not complain that my videos are too long will pay like a reasonable subscription fee, somewhere between $10 and $20 a month. And they'll get, you know, at least 10 videos a month, maybe 20, maybe 30. It's whenever I feel like it. And I'll try to do it during like US markets open. but I also want to cater to, because it's also an international show. So I'll just do them from all around the world. Sometimes, to do Australian markets. Sometimes like it will be somewhat randomish, but that's where you get to ask your questions. And I won't have to deal with Ripple trolls and live chat because they're not, I mean, most people that promote Ripple in the live chat, they can't afford $10 a month. They don't have the money. They will never pay for a $10 a month subscription. So I won't have to deal with their questions in the live chat, in the Zoom chat. I'm going to make my life easy. It would be like a yearly subscription. So it's going to be like $100 for the year for the first, I don't know, maybe 100 people. And after that, the price will rise. So it'll be demand based because I don't want too many people in there. If I have like 1,000 people in that live chat, in that subscription, it becomes harder to manage. I would love 1,000 people there, but I'd rather keep the quality high and the number of people smaller. So the price will rise with demand. Now, whatever price you signed up on, I mean, that price will stay until you end the subscription. And it will be prorated. So if you join, let's say I open it up on June 1st, it's $100 for the year. So it will be like $50 till the end of the year. And you can quit anytime. You can be like, hey, Tone, I don't want the subscription anymore. And there's 3 months to go in the year. And then I'll just send you, $25 back. So it'll be, you can come in anytime, you can leave anytime. It'll be prorated till year end. I don't want to deal with monthly payments. So the payments will take place first week of the year for the year. And then if a month later you don't like it, I'll give you, the remainder back. That doesn't matter. Make sure you do an XRP analysis so they are missing out in the private subscription thing. Yeah, only yeah, it'll probably be like the first group of people will be like 100 for the year. The next group will be 200. I'll keep scaling it up, supply and demand. All right, let's look at gold. My options are in the money for those that understand options trading. My average position is in the money, I should say. So gold on the daily is pulling back a little bit today. I am not currently in the gold trade, and I will wait. I'm not going to go long on Friday. At this point, the current swing did not give me a new swing high. It also did not give me a new closing high, which means my confidence in the gold breakout is not as strong. Look, there is an awesome gold trade here if you can see the future. There is an awesome gold trade buy here if you can see the future. But for me, the most riskless gold trade was here, maybe a smidge lower, on this candle, because it broke above 1, 2, 3, 4 prior swing highs. So right now, because I did not buy gold in time, to catch the low, I am going to stay patient. And I would rather go long Bitcoin at the break of either the closing high or the break of the swing high. I would do it on the break of the closing high. Now, another chance to go long was the green 2 above a green 1 yesterday. But I didn't like how far it went up. So I would rather see a pullback here. I'm still bullish gold, but if I'm not in gold, I'll wait. Though I am in gold, I have a bunch of gold coins. Maybe not a bunch, let me not get mugged, but I have some gold coins from my gold bug days. So I have exposure to gold. It's not like I have no gold exposure. I also have plenty of exposure to Bitcoin, which is why I'm not in a rush to take on short trades. The S&P is looking pretty strong here. Was looking weak there, looking strong now. Remember, every tick of the market changes the outlook of the market going forward. I'm bullish. I go with the trend. I'm bullish when the trend is up. I'm bearish when the trend is down. Now, I should be bullish because the trend is up, but the trend went up too far too fast and it hit a critical level of technical resistance. And you can see how this 50-period moving average has continued to play as resistance for S&P. And I continue to short S&P each step of the way. I shorted here, and I shorted there yesterday. And I can't add to my position because my position is already a little too big on the short side. So I'm not going to add to it. But if we break this resistance, if we break the count, we could actually break the count to a green 1. If this candle is closing as a green 1 and above the 50-period moving average, I will cut this position loose. I'm not going to hold a dangerous trade into the weekend. This is how you end up never trading again. I can't risk that. I can't risk a market open at 2,900. That's too risky for my position. That's going to take a huge hit in my portfolio and make it very difficult to get out of that hole. It could also lead me to hold on to a bad trade longer, leading to options expiration, which will cost me like the destruction of my portfolio. So I'm not willing to risk it. So the close of this candle was 28.23. The high this morning was 28.18. So it was almost there. So 5 more points tacked on top of today's high flips this to a green 1 candle. And I am not willing to risk that much. Oh, you just saw it tick up. And I am not willing to risk that much. So if this keeps going up, I will exit the short trade. I'm going to exit it with profit, not the kind of profit I wanted. In hindsight, I should have exited my entire trade right here at the low. I only exited half my trade. And then I added the other half somewhere near the top of this candle. And then I added, and then I doubled that trade again right here somewhere in this candle. I don't remember where. I can look it up. Somewhere in the middle of this candle. I didn't get the top. I got it somewhere in the middle, somewhere around the 50-period moving average. So a little bit higher than now. So the original part of my trade is still in a nice gain. The second part of my trade is in a loss. And if the double down on that trade starts to lose me money, I'm out of this trade. Now, overall, I will make money on this trade, but I'm still disappointed that it did not work out the way it was planned. But it's still a profitable trade. So that's my stop loss. So at any point, if the market goes 5 points above this, if it happens in the next 5 minutes, I will immediately end this video and I will go and I will exit the trade. That is my ultimate stop loss. Where's blue? Is that blue? Yes, that's blue. That's my ultimate stop loss. 23. 23 and a half. Right there. I may just end it in 5 minutes if I'm not happy with this. But I'm gonna give it a little time. Market reversed at 10 a.m. It wasn't a simple reversal. It was a challenging one. It can reverse at 11 a.m. again. That's another area that I like watching reversals. Reversed up at 10, could reverse down at 11. But I don't trade based on coulds. That's my ultimate stop loss. I'm already uncomfortable with my short. I'm already uncomfortable holding it through the weekend. Let's go to silver. Silver is pulling back as well. So I'm not in a rush to get into the gold and silver trade. I missed my perfect entry at the low, and now I'll stay patient and wait. Bitcoin, maybe we'll take a look at the 4-hour chart. See, if I was a short-term trader right now in Bitcoin, I would be short. I would take the red 2 below a red 1, but we are in a bullish environment, so it makes it tricky. See, the RSI went into overbought and has pulled back. This right here is an indication of potentially more downside. The MACD is always late to the party and could cross over soon. The CMF went positive, but it's about to go negative. So according to sequential, as a short-term trader, you have a beautiful long opportunity on a green 2 above a green 1. The red 1 takes you out of that trade, and a red 2 below a red 1, it gets you into a short trade. Now, by taking on the short trade, you are going against the daily and the weekly. So the short trade is clearly not advisable. It goes against the higher level trends. But as a short-term trader, that's what TD is telling you. Where would you set your stop loss? I do have like a video that I sell specific on entries, exits, and stop losses. For me, the stop loss would be a new swing high. Is that a lot of risk? $138 for a $745 asset? I don't think that's too much risk. That's 1.85%. I think that's reasonable. Would I short Bitcoin in this environment? Probably not. I'm overall bullish Bitcoin right now, so I would not take on short trades. I'd rather look for long trades than short trades because the daily and the weekly are bullish. Back to the S&P. It's hard for me to like watch the markets and read the live chat. When I go to a subscription Zoom, I may, have someone doing the questions. I may or may not be trading because it'll be distracting for me to be in trades. Because right now I care more about how my trade is performing than it's also a matter of principle. There's a lot of eyes, right? So, and the S&P is at a very critical stage with this whole shutdown. I've done fairly well in my trading in this month. The month's almost over. Done pretty good. Does it matter that the Bitcoin daily green 2 is above the Bitcoin 9? It's bullish. So basically the question is, where's my daily chart? The question is, does it matter that this 2 is above a 9? Well, it doesn't matter that the 2 or the 1 is above the 9. What matters is that you have a candle that's above the prior swing high. And this candle got rejected by the 50 period moving average. You are way above the 50 period moving average. I mean, like, this is what's bullish. The fact that it's a green 2 above a green 9 doesn't matter. The fact that the candle is above it matters, regardless of the number. That's bullish. But at the moment, the 4-hour chart is telling you that there is bearish pressure in the market. So it depends on what time frame you trade. The 10-minute chart on Bitcoin, hey, look at that. The 10-minute chart gave you a 9 buying opportunity. So the 10-minute chart is on a bounce. What about the 1 hour? The 1 hour is bearish. It's on a 5. The 1 hour went bearish here. The 1 hour activated the short trade earlier. But the 1 hour also activated a short trade here. And that short trade wouldn't have worked out very well because it went higher into a green 7, right? So the lower the time frame you trade, the more whipsawed you're going to get. The lower the time frame you trade, the more whipsawed it will be. That's why I like to trade the higher level time frames and not the low ones. I only like to execute on lower time frames. This trade is not a day trade. This trade is based on daily candles. But I like my execution on lower level time frames. And right now, I really don't like where this is going. I'm gonna stay patient for another 15 to 20 minutes, but after that, I may not risk it into the end of day. Even if the end of day turns out to be like yesterday's end of day. Here's yesterday's end of day. Here is at 12:30, I was very nervous about my position. And then some news broke and it helped my position. But I was also very happy about my position in the middle of the night. And that's not what happened during actual live market hours. So let's see. I really don't want to have to cut my position before the very end of market day. I'd rather not see the break of this area. If it happens like in the last hour of trading, that's fine. I'll take my exit. But if it happens right now, that's gonna hurt because I would exit my position, and then there's plenty of time to have an end of day sell-off. But hey, it is what it is. Protecting my actual account value is more important than being right on a trade or making money in a trade. The protection of your capital in your trading account is priority 1. If you have to take on 20 trades in a row that make you no money and don't make any money that month, then that's what it has to be. Priority number 1 is to protect your capital. If you're not able to protect your capital, you will not last long as a trader at all. Hey, you're welcome, D3. Thank you for your donation. Trump is going to sign that phase 3.5 billion for small business. I don't think it matters. But it's already been voted on, and he's insane, so there's that. I don't think Trump is insane. It's kind of crazy, right? If you talk positively about your president, that seems to get you in trouble with social media, which is insane. It's insane. Like, you can get your YouTube channel banned, apparently, if you talk positively about Trump. Crazy, crazy. I'm protecting my capital by not trading. Smart move. Smart move. Guys, trading is not easy. Trading is hard. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Do I drink coffee? I drink coffee, but like, I drink coffee like I smoke cigars. Occasionally and only in social situations. I drink about 2 liters of tea a day. And after like a week of quarantine, and like I like the first thing I did when I got back is I went shopping and I bought a bunch of tea at like, Trader Joe's and like the better supermarkets. And after drinking that tea for like a week to 10 days, I couldn't take it anymore. So I went online and I ordered like really good expensive tea. I'm like, look, if I'm going to be drinking 2 liters of this every single day, it better be good quality. And really been enjoying it. But I do drink coffee, but because I drink it very rarely, I drink it when I need it. I either drink it when I have to meet people at like coffee shops, or I need the caffeine boost. And people are like, oh, why don't you just, there's good caffeine tea. But no, I don't want that. I don't want my body to have a caffeine tolerance. I want my body to be, I want a little bit of caffeine in my body to actually like have an effect. So I try not to drink coffee, just so that when I drink coffee, I feel it. I don't really want to. I kind of want to babysit my position. I don't really want to like start getting into looking at random stocks, but we can take a look at NRZ. This is what that Zoom thing will be. This is what that Zoom thing will be about. So this is the daily. It's on a weekly 9 buy, I think. Well, I'm waiting for the multi-time frame. I gotta test this. Yeah, multi-time frame is on a weekly 9. I don't know what this company does. I don't want to go long in the market. You have earnings coming. I don't trust this market right now, guys. I'm sorry. I can't go long. I was way more willing to go long weeks ago, but not here. This is not where I want to go long the market. We have gone up too far too fast, and we're sitting at resistance. I was way more accommodating to the long side, in early April, but not here in late April. So I don't want to take on longs at this moment, no matter how nice they are with sequential. We need a break above the 50-period moving average, and then probably a pullback to it. So this is like the Bitcoin situation, right? So the stock market is putting me in a Bitcoin situation where it went up too far too fast, and now it's not acting right. That's the same thing that happened to Bitcoin over here when it kept rising into 14,000. And all I kept saying was, it's going up too fast. It's going up too fast. Something is wrong. And then eventually we pulled back, and I thought it would pull back more here. And then it went to 10,000. And again, it didn't make sense. But now I am bullish. Now I want to take on all the bullish trades possible because so much time has gone by. The stock market is putting me right now in this position. This June time period of Bitcoin last year This is the position that I'm in currently in the S&P 500. It doesn't make sense why it's so high right now based on both TA and FA, though I trust TA more than FA. Now, Bitcoin gave us this ridiculous candle that, well, is this the daily? So what is this? Weekly. Okay. So Bitcoin gave us this ridiculous weekly doji candle. I'm not sure what it looked like on the daily. So this was a huge technical signal, not to mention a rejection. Oh, no, this line didn't exist at the time. So I can't use that as an excuse. That line existed here. This is why I was bearish here off that trend line. Recent IPO ticker, SI Silvergate Capital Corporation. I don't like Silvergate Capital. It sounds like an investing company, right? Like I don't want to invest in a company that invests in companies. I want to invest, if I'm going to trade, I want to trade companies. I don't want to trade a company that trades other companies. So SI Silvergate, never heard of them. Doesn't look like a recent IPO. Okay, there it is. Did this IPO fall 50% off the IPO price? If the answer is yes, then it had a trading opportunity. Close. Fell 40% off the IPO price. It's got earnings coming up. I wouldn't touch it. It looks bullish. I don't know. I don't like to invest in companies that invest in companies. Silvergate Capital sounds like a hedge fund. Will Tone get to my question about the bearish MACD and RSI divergence? Farah, on what time frame and on what asset? And I have a question from a friend that I need to cover. Oil stocks. Sure. All right, let me cover this question. Tone, take a look at shippers. I have not looked at any shippers yet. STNG, NAT, DHT, EURN, TNK. Strong fundamentals and all coming up at a 9 daily, but weekly still bullish green too. Would you just write it out or take some profit? All right, let's take a look at some of these. Should probably tell my friend what timestamp I did this at. 1 hour in. I'm gonna go, man, I really need to keep an eye on that. Why does that keep happening? Do I like use the same chart or something? No. Anyway, I need to reset my trading view one of these days. Let me take a look at shippers. Hourly SPX. Okay, you know what? Let me do that first. Let's look at hourly SPX. So bearish MACD and RSI divergence. I got too many lines. Let me drop this. Well, I don't have the RSI and the MACD up. That's the problem. And I can't seem to add anything into my favorites, which is another problem. I don't even have the MACD here. Okay. See, I can't normally you click this star and it shows up in your favorites, but it doesn't work on my trading view for some reason. I don't know why. Whoa, what the hell is that? I clicked it once, not 48 times. All right, so there's the MACD. And I don't see divergence here. We have a higher low with a higher MACD. We have a lower high with a lower MACD. So it's not divergence. It's more confirmation. Now the MACD is potentially going to cross on the 1 hour chart, but it needs to cross soon because I'm running out of daylight here. I have to decide very soon whether I'm going to hold this very risky trade through the weekend. And I will only do it. I will only do it if we are closing near the day's lows here. It's the only way I'll do it. And I'll still probably take some profit off the table. Probably. We'll see when we get there. Now I can take a look at RSI. And we can see if there's divergence in RSI. Well, once again, we have a lower swing high and a lower RSI. We have a higher swing low and a higher RSI. Hey, Tone, for those who sign up for the options course, will it be recorded so it can be reviewed afterwards? Absolutely. Of course it will. You will get the video for the options course. Thank you for reminding me, actually, because I did not even mention it yet. So for the options course, it's right here. It is going to get recorded, and it will be shared with you. And after that, it will be available for purchase as an on-demand video here. But you won't be able to ask me any live questions about anything. But those videos, the newest videos, so right now, this has the videos from December. And I was up till pretty late last night putting together new videos. People are asking, what is the trading alert service? So in this video description, you can join the sequential alert service on Telegram, which is free. That will eventually go away from being free, and it will be automated, and there will be a lot more assets, and I'll try to provide commentary if I can. SPX hourly since April 7th, MACD RSI, lower highs while the price was rising. Let me see. Maybe I'm just still don't know why that shows up. I gotta read that message one of these days. So April 7th on the hourly. Since April 7th. That's way too far back. You can't look at hourly charts on MACD going back to April 7th. That's just too far. That's way too far. So your MACD has a high here and here. I mean, they're both overbought. That's way too far apart. If you're using an hourly chart, you should not be using that many candles. Shouldn't be using that many candles. So if you're on the hourly chart, like basically whatever is on this screen is what you should be caring about. If it's not on this screen, then it's too far away. So if this MACD, for example, or say, see, we didn't go to a higher swing high. See, we made a lower high and we're making higher lows. Like that, you can't have divergence here. That's way too far. Way too far. You can't. I mean, like I don't use divergence that way. Okay. So here's what divergence would be. If say this high amounted to a lower MACD and a lower RSI, that would be divergence. But this high amounted to a higher MACD and a higher RSI, so it's not divergence. If this high was higher than this one, while the MACD was here and the RSI was here, that would be divergence. But you can't take your hourly chart back a week and a half or 2 weeks, right? Today is the 24th. If you're talking about April 7th, that's 2 weeks ago. What happened 2 weeks ago is irrelevant for the hourly chart. It's relevant for the daily chart, but not the hourly chart. But I am looking at the futures market, so I have a lot more candles. But if you're looking at an hourly chart, you really want like a 24-hour market. So what you really want to do is look at, let's say, the 10-minute chart, and you want to look for your divergence there. See, that's divergence. This is divergence. Right here, that's a nice one too. Look, the price is going up, and I teach this in my intro to trading class. See, the price has gone up. Oh, now it gets cluttered again. Price is up while MACD and RSI are down. See right here, not down by much, but clearly down. That's the RSI, MACD more so. And you got an hourly 9, even though you're looking at a 10-minute chart. So this right here is divergence because it's within the scale. It's within the scale. And this is pretty much a double bottom. But imagine if this was significantly lower in price. And this was significantly, oh no, that would be the same. That wouldn't be divergence either. If this was lower in price, sorry, if this swing here was significantly lower in price, but your MACD and RSI were higher, that would be divergence to the upside. This is divergence. You can't I can't, like this 10-minute chart, I wouldn't go beyond this view. Like this is as far as I would go. Okay, this is as far as I would go on to look for divergence. Probably even this is too much. All right, how's the price on the S&P doing? Oh wow, we're at the purple line. Great. Great. And we have a brand new count. Like I said, I think the break of this purple line would significantly accelerate the fall. Let me get rid of these things. I remain bearish in this market. We have not touched the line yet. Space. There's space. Need to break below this line. We are after 11 a.m., so that's great. I was going to look at shipping. Wait, I have questions in my options webinar chat. That one's important. Those people are actually paying money. Yeah, no, it's going to be great. We're looking forward to it. All right. So what was I doing? Oh, yeah, shipping. Shipping. And then someone asked about oil stocks, but maybe I'll look at those on Monday. We'll see how that goes. Oh yeah, also, if you guys want to support, check out the affiliate page. Oh, I got my Embly card. Shit, need my wallet. Hold on. Wait, I don't get my wallet. Hold on. I'm gonna look at stocks in a minute. You guys gotta check this bad boy out. I mean, I had an Embly card, but this just arrived. Bam! Look at that. Look at that. And you guys have no idea. Like here, well, hear me drop it on my desk. Heard that? This thing. Oh wow! Let me not dox my numbers in the back. This thing is awesome. This is really, really awesome. Can't wait to start using it. And it is so much better quality than this. I got to cover up a number here. Way better quality than this. Like you hear the difference when I drop this thing. It's my what's my Amex card? It's my Amex Platinum card. So here's the Amex Platinum falling. Hear the difference? It's like this is supposed to be metal, but it feels more like plastic. And now this. Man, these are great. Love these cards. Starts a conversation with the merchant every time. All right. Back to screen share. Let's talk. Let's go look at the S&P again. Hey, boom. Purple line. Done. Here we go. Down we go. Down we go. Break of prior swing low. Everyone's panicking. Stop losses being hit. And down we go. Bam. Next stop. Well, I don't really want it to go to zero. I don't want like Mad Max on the streets. But yeah, I want to make some money today. So let's go down. Boom, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Like this would be the safer trade for me. Like I have no idea if it's gonna fall over here. Over here, I'm thinking, damn, when do I exit my trade for a loss? But break of this purple line. Next stop, right here, the blue, not because it's been here for a month, but because that was the prior swing high. And you can see how the break of the prior swing high shot it up. So now I am anticipating the break of the swing low taking us down. Now, what I want and what can happen are very different things. But right now, I am bearish. We just made a new daily low. We could have divergence here, but I already took off the MACD and RSI. Not trading advice. Don't trade on other people's advice. I hate follow the leader. This will be in the Zoom call soon. Maybe not as long as this. I really should be working on the options course. This won't last very long, this video, but I've been saying that for a while now. Oh yeah, by the way, there's no videos tomorrow or Sunday or Monday. It's possible, but it's very unlikely because I'll be busy. But right now, we're watching it go down to that blue line because that's the prior swing high. And I'm not even going to be ready to exit my trade yet. I'm still pissed we didn't open down here. I'm sure my portfolio is doing pretty well. Not as well as it could be. How's the VIX doing? VIX is down. I was wondering why my options weren't doing as well as I thought they would be, because the implied volatility is falling. VIX is down, which is surprising considering the market is in the red now, isn't it? Yeah, the market's in the red for the day. Market's in the red for the day. Surprised VIX is still down. See, VIX looks like it's ready to keep going down, not ready to rise. Making new lows. What am I expecting? I'm expecting, honestly, again, I'm biased. I'm biased because I'm short, but I'm anticipating one of these or like the opposite of this, because this situation is the opposite of this. See, you went up, you made some highs, you went down, went back to the highs, broke the highs, and accelerated. What, to me, this is the opposite of that. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's already back above the purple line, but it certainly accelerated when it hit it. The one thing that bothers me about this is that it kind of took a while to get to the purple line. It may need to do it one more time. The problem is it's Friday and we're running out of daylight. It took it took a little push to get there. A little bigger than I prefer. 15 points to get there. It's hard to keep pushing it down. But I'm still bearish here. I didn't have a reason to get out. It was only a 3 on a 10-minute. 1 minute is not what I want to see. Yeah, even the 1 minute didn't get you to a 9. Like, I don't think anything did. Tell me this is bearish. Yeah, still bearish. Still bearish in the market. I know it's rebounding, but I'm still bearish in the market. That's a beautiful reversal candle, but I'm still bearish in the market. Still got 3 minutes to go in this candle, so anything can happen. All right, I need to take a look at shipping. Let me get those stickers. STNG. It doesn't look, it looks like it topped. It's consolidating. It looks like it topped. Whatever this tanker company is, it has gone up a lot. I would not be long right now. I would be getting out here. Like now. I can always go back in and I green 2 above a green 1 above a 9. Now you had a green 2 above a green 1, but it wasn't really above a 9. And it went up too far too fast. I would stay away for now. I would stay away from now for this one. NAT. Nordic American Tankers. Whoa. See, this does have a green 2 above a green 1 above a 9. Again, went up too far too fast. I don't like these candles. They're bearish candles. It's like it bounces up in the morning, gets killed at night. I would not be long right now. If I was in this, I would be taking my profit. I would not risk further downside. I think they're overvalued. I think they're just went up too far too fast right now. It looks like shipping were good buys in the middle of March. They went up a lot. DHT. Oh, see, this one's already pulling back. Was there? Yeah, but look at that beautiful 9 sell. Look at this beautiful 9 sell. It didn't last long. Did go higher, but that was a big move down. No, see, this one is leading the way to the downside. I don't know which one is the biggest company of them all. I'm not familiar with these companies. I would not be long. I wouldn't be short. This one maybe, but probably not. I would not be long these companies. All right, I'm doing this at an hour 20, so I got to tell my friend that I just did it. EURN. Around 60 to 85 minutes into market pulse this AM. Oh, and I'm writing it in the wrong place. Hold on. And same thing here. Look at that. The 9 tells you to get out. Yeah, so I would not be in any of these shippings right now. Would I have been in on the way up? I have no idea. But right now, I would not be in these things. Back to S&P. Where are we? Still rallying a little bit. Hey, guys, I'm not going to take a look at oil stocks today. I think I need to call it a day. This video is already an hour and a half in. And I already did an hour and change video this morning. So that's how my morning's been spent. I need to prep for the options course. And I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my position. I still think we're going to go below this purple line and accelerate down, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. Okay. Was looking like I was going to be very right about this drop. I mean, I didn't trade on it, of course. I'm already in the trade. I don't like to act on these short-term trades, but I do like to pay attention to the shorter-term time frame to manage my longer-term position, especially when it's super leveraged. I decided to make some money during this month or two of quarantine. I don't know when I'll be trading again. So I figured, hey, let's take a little more risk than I normally would and make some money with these volatile markets. It's actually not easy. Not easy at all. Would love to see this candle end near the purple line and next candle accelerate down. Not happening. But like I always say, what I want to happen and what actually happens are completely independent of each other. Man, I would have been out of the market if we were in this area at 10 a.m. But we were in this area at 10 a.m., which made me be more greedy. This would have been good profit. Because I'm in I have too many more put options that I otherwise should have. All right, that's it. One last look at Bitcoin. It's not really doing anything. Four-hour chart. Still bearish, but not as much. Oh, not anymore. Now it's neutral. But we got to see where this candle ends. You still have 38 minutes to go. It may end as a red 2. It may end as a green 1. If it ends as a green 1, the 4-hour chart is no longer bearish. If it ends as a red 2, the 4-hour chart remains bearish. But this shadow at the bottom is more bullish than bearish. All right, good luck short-term traders. Please check out the affiliate page. I showed you guys my Embly card that came in the mail the other day. It updates my other Embly card. I'll just transfer my account to the new one. And the options course, 3 days in a row. There may not be streams until Tuesday. Because I'll be busy. But yes, if you're interested in this options class, please check it out. Bitcoin payment method is preferred, even though no one is paying with Bitcoin. which tells me that everyone wants to hodl. So if you're interested, check it out. That's what we'll be doing the next 3 days. All right, guys. That's it. Good luck trading. I'm going to go manage my trade and decide if I'm going to stay in it or not. There may or may not be a video tonight. I haven't decided yet. Depends how far along I am with my options course. And I will see you all on the next one, guys. All right, I should be live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. Microphone settings, make sure everything is good. The other day, it started off on mute for no reason whatsoever. So you never know these days with Zoom and YouTube. I'm going to pull out your live chat, and then we will go from there. We have the options workshop this weekend. I still have a lot of work to do for it, and will do my best not to keep this video going on for too long. All right, where do we begin? Let's start with the S&P 500. I'm going to talk about my positions and what happened, and after that, we'll talk about Bitcoin. Okay, there's the live chat. Close that, save that. Okay. So let's go to screen share. Okay, so once again, a very frustrating Friday. I think it reminds me of last Friday. The market going into the morning. So last night, the market closed here at 2,793, 94, something in that area. In the middle of the night, it was down to 2760 on 2 separate occasions. And I was positioned very heavily into the short trade, which I would have been very happy to close on Friday in that area. Would have been great. I would have been out, not all my trade. I would have kept some short, but I would have been out mostly off that short. However, the market opened way up this morning, a 56 point up, 2% up from the 1 a.m. low. But at market open, we went down, made the 10 a.m. reversal, went back down again. This was my purple line. This was the line I talked about this morning, that below that line, I expected prices to really fall down. And it pierced that line twice, but was never able to close below it. The 2 times it went below that line, rallied right off of that. Now, I was pretty heavily short. Let's go to the big picture. In the big picture, why was I short? I was short because of this 9. I shorted on this 9. I took my profit at the bottom of this candle. In hindsight, should have taken all the profit, but I took half the profit at the bottom of this candle. I put that profit, so I go in X, I sell half. So now I'm in a short trade for X over 2. I then doubled that position back to X at the very top of this candle, I think. Yeah, the top of that candle. I doubled that position, and by the end of the day, it was looking very good. Now, the following day, we rallied above the 50-period moving average. And I added to that position another 50%. So now I'm in for 1.5x of original position. But remember, half of that was exited in profit, put back in. So when did I put that last 50% into the trade? I did that somewhere in the middle of this candle. And by the end of the day yesterday, it was looking very, very good. It was also looking pretty good early in the afternoon. But I was still confident in the bearish case. I put this blue line in saying this would be my absolute like worst case scenario exit on this trade, because above this blue line, I have to admit that the TA is no longer bearish. Why is the TA no longer bearish above the blue line? Well, for starters, the TD has flipped to a green one, which is telling you to be neutral and not have a position in the market. That's reason number one. Reason number two is we are now above the 50-period moving average. And we closed above it. In fact, we opened and closed above it. That tells me that the market is no longer bearish. See, over here, we only closed above the moving average. Here, we opened and closed. This is a stronger candle for the bulls, for me, than this candle was. Because this candle was also on a 9, this candle's on a 1. If Monday is an up day, that's a green 2 above a green 1. And that's normally the time for me to enter the bullish trade. Am I going to enter the bullish trade on Monday? Probably not. I still don't like the fact that we've gone up too far too fast, and I like my pullbacks. But I certainly don't want to be short over the weekend. And I know everyone is talking about the Fed and the plunge protection team and how they're bailing out the market. They are part of the market. And I will trust TA. TA told me to go short on this candle. And for the same reason that TA has told me to go short, TA is telling me not to be in a position going into the weekend. So where did I actually get out? Did I wait till this blue line got hit? The answer is not really. I got out a little bit before that. Let me tell you why and where. So this line is at, well, we need to talk about this line in terms of, let's just do this. So this blue line is basically the close of day on April 20th. So this line is Monday's close. And it's approximately 28.36. Okay. Now, if I go to the 10-minute chart, and I'm using the futures here, I like the futures because they trade 24 hours. This should be the same blue line. 28.23. That's where I put the line here. So where is this line? Yeah, 28.23. That's the same line. Sorry, not 28.36. 28.36 is where the market closed. The blue line is 28.23. Right. So that's the same blue line. So here's that same blue line. That was my worst case scenario to admit I'm wrong on my short trade. This line is where I closed the short trade. It was in reality, it was a little bit higher. This candle started rising really quickly. And if I had a stop loss, it would have executed there. In reality, I got out somewhere, I don't know, somewhere in the upper half of this 2 candle, maybe in the beginning of this 3 candle. I wasn't really paying attention because I'm in the options market. I'm not in the futures market. So it didn't really matter to me. But the point is, in this vicinity here. Now, why did this vicinity here tell me that I'm wrong on my short in the market? Well, for starters, right here, I was pretty damn bearish. So was here. And when this candle started to fall, I was still bearish. When we were rising into this area, we did make a higher swing high. But the 10-minute 9 was coming up, and I watched the 10-minute candles. So I said, hey, I'm going to give this 10-minute 9 a chance. And following the 10-minute 9, there was a red 1 that went, lower. And then this was a red 2 candle. But then when this candle flipped to be a green 1, we now had almost another swing high for the day. Pretty much this and this. And for the same reason that I expected this to go below the prior swing low, I expect this, that if there is another candle, to go way above the prior swing high. In fact, it was a double top. Like, I'm pretty consistent with how I trade. It's not always going to work. The short here didn't work. If I had taken the long trade, if I had flipped my short into a long, I would have made a lot of money the rest of the day, but that's not what I did. I didn't do that like that. I wasn't looking for long trades, especially on a Friday. And I certainly didn't expect the market to rally this much into the close. Manipulated or not manipulated doesn't really matter. So I got out of my short trade here. Did my short trade make money? Barely. I got out. I went in several times. Remember, I took some off the table for profit. I then added some back in. That ended up in a losing position. I added some more, and that ended up in a losing position. But the original that I originally shorted up here. So my original was still in the profit when I got out, somewhere in this 28.10 range. Okay. So overall, tried shorting the market for an entire week. I made a little bit of money, not enough to, scream out the window. But the most important part is not to lose your principal. The most important part is not to lose the capital in your account. Your starting capital. Even if you make $10 in a week, that's a lot better than losing your principal. Now, if this is your full-time job, you need to make more than $10 a week. So before you quit your job and become a full-time trader, you need to have a strategy in place. Now, I made good money earlier this month, so this week was okay. I made more than $10, of course, but it certainly wasn't great. Was up a lot over here. My position was pretty leveraged. It was the main reason why I closed it is because it was too dangerous to keep it overnight. It was like with the Tesla trade, like a $20 move in Tesla was thousands of dollars of difference. So I'm pretty high risk. I'm pretty high leverage in the options market, but at the same time, I'm very cautious. It's really important not to lose your principal. Like I will do 100 trades that barely make any money. No, maybe not that many, but I'm happy to do a bunch of trades and getting out break even because the market didn't do what my trade was designed to do. This is also a very, I don't trade this kind of volatility often. This is not my specialty, this high volatility. I much prefer calmer environments. All right, so that's it. Disappointing week. Had the market opened, at 2760, where it was at 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to say, but it would have been a huge payday. Huge payday. Would have been to the kind of payday that I probably wouldn't even bother trading for next month, and I would just do work. Like I wouldn't need to. Like it was a pretty high leverage position. Let's just put it that way. All right, already got a couple of questions. Will Tether stablecoin ban affect Bitcoin price? Yes. Yes, it will affect it a lot. How? I have no idea, but it's going to affect it. I don't know how. Bitcoin could swing to $30,000 the moment Tether gets banned because everyone will sell their Tether into Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin could crash from 30,000 down to 3,000 because there's no liquidity because Tether is providing a lot of the liquidity for a Bitcoin efficient market. I have no idea. It could also be the other way around. Is it going to affect it? Yes. How is it going to affect it? I don't know. I really don't. I'm actually very curious to see how it's going to affect it. Can I take a look at Boeing? Yeah, I can take a look at Boeing. I actually can't wait to start the subscription, because all these questions would be in the subscription and not public. The public stuff will only be general markets. I'll also look at Tesla. See, Tesla isn't doing anything. Tesla is just stuck. Good thing I got out of that. Good thing I got out of the long up there and the short down there. Man, well, I wish I got out down there. That would have been such a, again, disappointing. I got out at 716, made a few $1,000s profit. Had I waited, this would have been probably over 10,000 profit. I was very leveraged. And, but had I waited, this right here probably would have been a $5,000 to $10,000 loss. So hindsight, I'll take the 1 to 2K profit. It was 1.4K profit on the Tesla short. I posted a screenshot in my Telegram group. I do way more stuff privately than I do publicly. I really don't care what the public, the trolls think. I do care what like paid subscribers think. Boeing, BA. Okay, yeah. Now that I remember, this would not have been tens of thousands. Had I waited and got out, let's say, let's not cherry pick the bottom. We're gonna do the bottom of the candle. It would have been about 5K in profit. But if I waited till the following day's close, it would have been about, my best guess, $3,000 loss. So I'll take my 1.4K very happily. This wasn't a great week trading. I mean, I made money, but like it's not, it wasn't worth the time spent. It wasn't worth the time. So it could have been way more productive. I'm never going to find Boeing. I'm just going to type it in and then we'll go look at Bitcoin. It's bearish. It's bearish to me. See, continuously lower highs. And right now, it just made a new low. So Boeing is bearish. But earnings is coming. Not that it matters much. My favorite trade is trading earnings season. But I wouldn't trade it this earnings season because this earnings season is irrelevant. Because it's more about the market than... I can't wait to end the live chat. Anyone that mentions Hex or Richard Hart, please ban them permanently. And to avoid getting banned by accident, don't mention Richard Hart. Because even if you mention it, something like Richard Hart belongs in prison, you may still get banned from mentioning him. And then I got to deal with unbanning you, which becomes very difficult. Because it's hard for you to then get a hold of me. When will you start doing a screener service? I hopefully soon. I've been thinking about the numbers. You know, if I do these videos privately, like almost every day, for only $100 a year per person, that may not be like a good deal for me. So I don't know. I have to rethink things. But I do want, like, you know, a non-spammier interaction with viewers. Okay. Why is this here? I mean, Boeing looks bearish to me. Bone looks bearish to me. So red 2 below red 1 just broke a recent low. It's not below this low yet, so it's trending down, not looking good. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a pretty quiet day. It's a green 2 candle, not above a green 1 candle. And we're still above the triangle. So Bitcoin is in a bullish position, especially if the S&P 500 is not going to correct and is going to keep going up. That is great for Bitcoin. My target for Bitcoin is the triple resistance of 2 moving averages plus the Fibonacci line. The weekly chart is bullish with a green 3 above a green 2. The 4-hour chart, this is interesting. So the 4-hour chart, I remember what I said this morning. I said, hey, this morning on a 4-hour chart, this was a red 2 candle going below the red 1, which means this activated the short trade. And I said, your stop loss is the blue line. But the way that 4-hour candle ended, it ended with a green 1. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to get out of that trade, because the green 1 says you should not be in the market. Now you can still keep the short trade on, but the green 1 on sequential is telling you to be careful. Not to mention you have a hammer candle. Then the following candle gives you a green 2 that went above a green 1. That activates the long trade. Activating the long trade is a lot more interesting to me than activating the short trade, because now, as of breaking this blue line, which I'm going to make green, at this point, you have a long trade to the upside, and the long trade to the upside is actually, it's not exactly in line with the daily chart, but at least it's on a daily green 2, which could easily flip to a green 3 that's going to go above the green 2 in about 5 hours. And you're bullish on a weekly scale. On a longer term scale, I see a question, Sand Snake. I've been trading the 4-hour on the S&P futures. It's been good trades. I don't know why it's going up, but I trust sequential. Keep the videos coming. Thank you. Look, the best thing you can do as a trader is find your own strategy and trust your own strategy. Do not follow other traders. You can follow other traders if you want, but I have never had success following other traders in my early career. The only success I ever found was following my own ability. My own ability, not other people's ability, my own ability. I expect Bitcoin to stay in this triangle. I would love for it to go and hit the top of that triangle, and then we'll see what happens. I think it's going to stay in this triangle, but I am very bullish Bitcoin. Very bullish. Let me see what the 4-hour S&P futures looks like. I don't trade futures anymore. I also closed my trading account. I only have my retirement account. I'm going to get rid of all these arrows. I mean, I no longer need them. I have no position in the S&P 500. I just described what happened. I sold everything. I actually have no positions. I even got rid of my bullish on GoPro. One of the only stocks that was still long was GoPro. I'm out of that as of today. I'm done with that too. So GoPro, let me just show you the chart. I didn't want any positions going into the options workshop because I'm going to be showing my trading accounts. And no, I have one position. I'm still long GBTC. That's the only position I have left. Everything else I closed today. Closed all my trades today. I'm not in the market one way or another. I'm I don't want to be distracted while people are paying me a lot of money for my time during an options workshop. I don't want to have to think about my positions. Again, I have no idea where GoPro is. So I got out today. I didn't really want to get out today because this looks like a big cup and handle, but the trade was profitable. It's at $3. Maybe I'll go back in on Monday. I don't know, or not Monday. Sorry, Tuesday. I don't know. I just didn't want to hold it through the weekend, and I want to restructure that trade. I didn't really like my spread the way it was. I'll probably re-enter. Maybe not. Maybe I'll forget. I don't care. Like I put in the trade. I made money in the trade. I'm out of the trade. I don't care. It's irrelevant at that point. If I remember to look at it again, I'll look at it again. Okay. Now, let me see the 4-hour. Well, that was a nice buy, and that was a nice sell. And if you shorted here, hopefully you didn't have to wait till this green one completed to get out of that trade, because that might have been a loss. So if you got out of that trade earlier and then you bought back in on this 3, you did well. The 3 above a 2. I mean, I don't know what your sequential strategy is. Everyone has their own. Beautiful 9 sell here. No buy opportunity there. Beautiful 9 sell here and a beautiful 9 sell there. This one was rough. Green 2 above a green 1 following a 9. This 9 would have probably failed me. But other than that, yeah. Looks like whoever you are, you're doing well on trading the 4-hour chart. I don't know when you started. Clearly, that was a... No, see, this would have been rough. I would have exited here. This would have hit my stop loss for sure at some point. Yeah. Hey, look, if you have your own strategy and it's making you money, that's the way to trade. Nothing else matters. All right, let's look at gold. I did not add to my GBTC position. I left my original GBTC position. Any thoughts on QBTC and TSX? No thoughts. That's because I have not read even the first page of this 83-page document. See, guys, I can trade, I can bring you these videos, or I can do research and bring you these videos, but I don't have time for all of that. Not to mention, like, speaking remotely at things, and everyone wants me to play in their poker tournaments, which I kind of stopped doing. So if I ever have time to read it, I can give you my opinion, but I have no opinion until I read this 83-page document. And until I find the time to do it, it's not going to happen. It's only so much time in a day. So gold was down pretty big today, closed still at a red candle. I'm not in a rush to get into gold. We will see how it looks next week. Right now, it's bullish in nature, but I am not in gold. I'm also not in silver. Silver looks less bullish in nature than gold does. Oil. Oil is starting to creep up. I tried going long oil yesterday and today, but I'm not allowed. The broker is not letting me because of it's in the retirement account. I don't know why. I'm not allowed. I wasn't trying to buy USO shares. I was trying to buy calls on USO, and it didn't let me. So I don't know. It looks like I will not be able to invest in oil. I could go back to looking at oil stocks. The question that people have been asking me, Tone, do you regret getting out of Apache so early? And the answer is, I do now. I didn't before. So I got out of Apache here. I got out of Apache. I don't remember, like somewhere between the 15th and the 17th. I don't think it was the 17th. So I think I got out of Apache like on the 15th or early morning on the 16th. I don't remember. When did I get into Apache? I got in over here. I got in like I got in off the weekly 9. I got in literally like I think on this candle here, like one of these two. I got in right at the low, and I got out here, and now it's up there. Like that was a really nice trade, but I got out early, and that's okay. Like I'd rather get out early than become, a lifetime investor of Apache, waiting for it to go from $1 to $2. Like it's I took the profit. I mean, it went up 100% when I took the profit. So I'll take it. But yeah, that was a beautiful trade off the weekly 9. Beautiful. Beautiful. 9s have been good. Look at the prior 9. I mean, not long term, but still. The prior 9, these are weekly candles. You get in the beginning of that week. You're out at the end of that week. That's still a 23% gain. It's cheap stock. Your risk is limited. Can only go as far as 0. Can't really go lower than that. And beautiful 9 sell. This 9 buy didn't work out, but this 9 buy didn't exactly end as a reversal candle. So some discretion may be needed. And not every trade is going to work out. The problem is if you lose your entire account because of this 9, you don't get to profit from this one. This one didn't do very well. Or this one, and especially this one. That was probably the best one. Doesn't look it, but percentage-wise, man. Under $4 to almost 11? Shoot. Over 11, 11.45 at the high today. Wow. I was also in Under Armour, and I got out of that. I don't know if it was too early. Let me see. I have no idea. UA. I took the profit on this too. These are the weekly charts. So are the daily charts. Yeah, so I was kind of upset with the Under Armour trade because I got in off of this 913, and I was in a losing position for a while. I got in a little early. It was one of the trades I made just before leaving Africa. I just thought Under Armour was grossly oversold. I saw the double 9, I saw the 13, and I got in on this 9 candle. And it kind of sucked. I mean, I eventually got out over here once the trade made me some money, but I don't like this. Like I spent the majority of that trade underwater. So that really sucked. There was a weekly 9 here. So I probably should have stuck with that trade, but it was an options trade. It wasn't designed to last for 4 months. It was only designed to last for like 1 or 2 months. And this took a month. And I said, you know what? I tied up my capital enough for a month. I don't even think I saw the weekly 9. Might have missed that one. Oh, I didn't have the multi. Well, I don't think I was looking at the multi time frame then. I don't think I saw the weekly 9. And I just got out. But I wouldn't want to be in this now. It's not going anywhere. This is not a bullish. It's not a bullish look for the stock. I don't care. Look, I make a lot of mistakes too in my trading. The point is, are you able to preserve your capital and build that account over time? All right, I got some questions and then I got to get going. I need to prep for tomorrow's workshop. By the way, I think I'm going to take these videos back to 1 a day. 2 a day is just too much, even in quarantine. But if I take a little, if I'm not actively trading, I can do them during live market hours. I may or may not be trading next week. We'll see. Doesn't really matter. Tone, what likelihood do you give Bitcoin getting above 8,500 level by May 12th? You're not going to like my answer. Because the $8,500 level is literally where the resistance is. Well, resistance is a little lower than that. What is my probability of reaching the $8,500 level before May 12th? I'm going to say 50-50 because I think that we're going to get rejected by this area. I think 8,500 is pretty optimistic. I'm giving that 50-50 right now. Like I said, you're not going to like my answer. If you ask me, what is the probability we're going to go to 8,000? I'm going to say it's greater than 50%. If you say, what is the probability we're going to reach this target? I'm going to say it's probably less than 50%. So getting to 9,000 by May 12th, less than 50%. Getting to 8,000, greater than 50%. 8,500, right in the middle of those two, I'm going to be 50-50 on that. Hey, Bitcoin success. Thank you for your donation. I believe Amazon and NXT is pumping the S&P. Thoughts? I agree with you. Then Amazon's at a new all-time high. The tech sector is popping. I don't understand why. I don't think anyone's going to have money to spend on the tech sector anytime soon. Oh, Sandsnake, I already read yours. What else we got? Tone, green 2, above a green 1. Does this indicate the wick or just the body? Yes. Look, it's whatever you want. It's whatever you are comfortable with. It's whatever you are comfortable with. Okay? Like right here, I don't want to wait, to be honest with you, to break the wick. I'm comfortable here if I was long. I don't need it. Now, everything is subjective. Everything is subjective. Officially, you want to break the wick. You want a new swing. You want a new high. If I go back to the 4-hour chart, for me, for this green 2 to activate the green 1 trade, I want to break the wick. But at the same time, I see that the stock market is bullish. I see that this is a reversal candle, and I don't mind pre-running that trade and getting in earlier, getting in on green 2's body above green 1's body. Like, as long as you're consistent, as long as you understand that you're getting in early and you adjust your risk parameters and your position size accordingly. In a perfect world, all 1 candles would look like this. And then this 2, it doesn't matter when you got in, right? But you don't have a perfect world. It's subjective. I am also interested to hear Willy Woo's thoughts. But once again, just like finding the time to read an 83-page explanation of an ETF is, I need to find the time. Messaging Willy and figuring out a time that works for him and me takes time, and I haven't messaged Willy in a week because I'm busy. Like it would be great. But if I'm going to be trading, that's 7 hours during the day that I can't do that stuff. I send messages in my chat group, but I just don't have time to get into conversations and coordinate. There's only so much free time in a day. I'm one person. I'm one person. Thank you guys for helping me sort questions, though. And messaging me. Does sequential work on GBTC? I don't know. I don't use it on GBTC. I use it on Bitcoin itself. Am I still bullish Monero versus Bitcoin? The last time I looked at the Monero chart, you probably saw me do it. So I have no opinion whatsoever, because the last opinion I gave was probably weeks ago. So I have no idea what it's done since. I don't really care to look at it, though. No, the answer is not no. I mean, the answer is no opinion, because I haven't seen a Monero chart in weeks. So if I haven't seen the chart, I can't be bullish or bearish. I can take a look at space. Oh. That's the weekly chart. No opinion. It's the green 2 went above a green 1, but that's not a great looking candle. I guess I'm more bullish than bearish on this. I'm surprised it went up that much. There was your 9. Sell. You're on a red 5. I'm bearish daily, slightly leaning bullish weekly. It's consolidating. Not something I would be in a trade on. All right, guys. I have to get going because I still have a lot of work to do for tomorrow's workshop on options. If you guys want to support, please use the affiliate page to sign up for stuff. I will show you my Embly card. Embly is right here. And this is a good time to stop screen share. Here's the Embly card. Looks awesome. There's other cool designs. I think their new website is launching very soon, and this will be one of the designs you can choose from. It's the unconfiscatable logo, but it doesn't say the word conference on it. It just says Bitcoin and unconfiscatable. Boom, that's the card. They're really heavy, like here. Hope you heard that. All right. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all probably on Tuesday. Those of you that are joining me for the options workshop, it's going to be great. All right. Bye, guys.